The moment you clicked on this video, you probably felt the same pull that millions of fans around the world have been feeling these past few days. A magnetic curiosity, a rush of anticipation, and that familiar flutter of excitement that only the names Lee Jun-ho and YoonA can stir in the K-entertainment universe. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Your presence here means everything. And as always, I appreciate every single viewer who joins this journey of unraveling the deepest stories behind the stars we love. Today, we're diving into a narrative that the cameras missed, a truth hidden beneath the polished red carpets, the staged smiles, and the choreographed fan meetings. Today, we explore what really happened off-camera between Lee Jun-ho and YoonA, their private reunion that has now been exposed. It all began innocently enough, or so it seemed. A simple industry gathering, a low-key celebration for an executive's milestone anniversary, nothing out of the ordinary. Events like this happen all the time in the Korean entertainment industry, and stars attend them frequently. But that evening was different. That night the energy felt charged, not only because some of the biggest names in entertainment were under one roof, but because fate had quietly orchestrated the arrival of two people whose chemistry had once ignited an entire drama-loving nation. Jun-ho and YoonA, the couple who made fans believe in the magic of on-screen romance once again. Even though their drama had wrapped up months ago, the ripples of their partnership continued to echo loudly across the internet. Fans still shared edits of their behind-the-scenes moments, still debated whether their chemistry had been too natural to be acting, and still held on to the hope that maybe, just maybe, there was something real between them. But as far as the public knew, the two stars had moved on with their individual schedules, attending events separately, focusing on projects that took them far from the world they once built together. That's what everyone thought. But that night revealed a different story. Eyewitnesses at the gathering have described the moment the pair locked eyes as nothing short of electric. Jun-ho had arrived first, keeping a respectful distance from the crowd near the back of the hall, quietly greeting the seniors he respected and exchanging polite nods with colleagues. He wasn't trying to draw attention. In fact, he seemed intentionally tucked away from the spotlight. That alone raised eyebrows among those who know his usually warm and approachable presence at such events. But before anyone could make sense of his unusual behavior, the entrance doors opened, and in walked YoonA. Dressed in an elegant yet understated black dress, her hair falling naturally around her shoulders, YoonA's presence instantly shifted the atmosphere. Conversations softened, heads turned, and even the music seemed to fade under the weight of her arrival. Despite being used to this kind of attention, she appeared slightly hesitant, as though she wasn't sure what or whom she might encounter that night. She greeted the hosts with her usual bright smile, but it was what happened next that became the talk among those who witnessed it. People described it as a moment suspended in time. YoonA turning her head, her eyes scanning the room, pausing, just for a fraction of a second, before widening almost imperceptibly. Her gaze had found him. Jun-ho straightened ever so slightly, his guarded expression softening as their eyes met. For a moment, no one else existed. Not the cameras, not the executives, not the glamorous sea of actors and actresses. Just the two of them, sharing a silent, unmistakable recognition. But instead of approaching her immediately, Jun-ho did something unexpected. He looked away. Not out of discomfort, according to a staff member near him, but rather out of caution, like someone trying to keep a secret safe in a crowded place. Meanwhile, YoonA was guided toward a table near the stage, though she seemed distracted, her usual ease tempered by something more delicate, more human. Later in the evening, when the program finally gave way to mingling and free conversation, things took an unexpected turn. According to a stylist who was present, YoonA quietly excused herself from her table and slipped out through one of the side hallways, something she rarely does at events since she tends to stay until the official wrap-up. A few minutes later, Jun-ho followed, hand tucked into his pocket, head lowered, clearly trying not to draw attention. This is where things drift into the realm of off-camera truth. The part the public wasn't supposed to see, the moment that was meant to stay hidden behind closed doors. Several staffers, including waiters and behind-the-scenes crew, confirmed that the hallway the two entered didn't lead to an exit, but rather to a quiet lounge area reserved for guests who needed rest or privacy. Usually empty during events, that room became the setting of the reunion. Fans had no idea what was happening. What happened inside wasn't captured on any official camera, but eyewitness accounts have painted a vivid picture. The staff member stationed near the hallway said that YoonA was standing near one of the lounge sofas, arms folded lightly, looking both nervous and hopeful. When Jun-ho entered, the air between them changed instantly. Not in a dramatic way, but in a warm, familiar way that carried the weight of months of unspoken emotions. It is said that the first thing Jun-ho did was smile, soft, genuine, and rare. The kind of smile that doesn't belong to an idol greeting a fan or an actor posing on screen, but to someone who is reunited with a person who once played a significant role in their life. YoonA's expression softened in response, and whatever distance the media had assumed existed between them seemed to melt away. Their conversation, according to someone who caught pieces of it while passing through, was not cold or distant. It wasn't small talk. They were catching up, truly catching up, asking about each other's schedules, expressing concern about exhaustion, joking lightly about fan theories that never seemed to die. There was familiarity, warmth, and something that cannot be scripted or performed. One moment in particular has sparked the most speculation. A staff member recalled seeing Jun-ho gently touch YoonA's arm as he laughed, his eyes crinkling in that unmistakable way fans adore. It wasn't a dramatic gesture, not romantic or exaggerated. It was natural, too natural, almost, for two people who supposedly hadn't seen each other in a long while. YoonA didn't pull away. If anything, she seemed comforted by the gesture, leaning in ever so slightly as she responded. Their reunion lasted longer than anyone expected. Nearly 20 minutes passed before they finally rejoined the main event, and they did so separately, maintaining the professionalism they're known for. But the glow on their faces didn't go unnoticed. The subtle brightness in YoonA's smile, the relaxed calmness in Jun-ho's eyes. It was as if the private conversation had soothed something between them, or rekindled something that had always been quietly burning. As the night went on, they didn't interact openly again, at least not in public view. They didn't sit together, didn't pose for photos side by side, didn't exchange obvious glances. But the air around them had shifted. They felt lighter, calmer, almost as if they had finally addressed something that had lingered between them for far too long. Fans who saw the event photos released the next day were quick to point out that both stars looked unusually radiant, though no one could have guessed the off-camera truth hidden behind those polished images. It wasn't until several staff accounts began circulating quietly among fan communities that the narrative of their private reunion began to take shape. At first, people didn't want to believe it, not because it seemed impossible, but because it felt too perfect, too fragile to be real. But the stories kept aligning, and the whispers grew louder. What makes this entire situation even more intriguing is what happened after the event. According to a driver associated with the venue's transportation team, YoonA left the gathering earlier than most guests, stepping into her car with a thoughtful expression. Not long after, Jun-ho departed as well, heading in the same direction, though there is no confirmation they went to the same destination. Still, the timing was enough to fuel speculation. Industry insiders have suggested that this wasn't the first time Jun-ho and YoonA met privately after their drama ended. But it was the first time such a meeting happened in a place where so many witnesses were present. Perhaps they had grown accustomed to keeping their interactions discreet, hidden from an industry where every gesture is magnified, every glance turned into a headline. But the world has changed. Fans are more perceptive, more emotionally invested, and far more connected through social platforms that spread information rapidly. The off-camera meeting that night wasn't meant to be public, but the truth has a way of revealing itself, especially when it involves two stars whose chemistry seems too organic to exist only in fiction. So what does all of this mean? Does their reunion confirm a relationship? Are they simply close friends maintaining a bond forged through intense filming? Or is there something deeper, something unspoken yet undeniably present between them? The truth is, only Jun-ho and YoonA know the full story. And perhaps, for now, that is as it should be. The beauty of their connection lies not only in what we saw on screen, but in the quiet moments we were never meant to witness. The stolen conversations, the shared laughter, the gentle touches, the warmth that flows naturally between them. What really happened off-camera reveals a story far richer than any scripted scene. Two people reconnecting in a world that rarely allows them the privacy to simply be themselves. To everyone watching right now, thank you for staying with me through this deep dive. Whether you've been rooting for Jun-ho and YoonA since their drama days, or you're just discovering the magic of their partnership, your passion and curiosity keep this channel alive. As always, stay tuned, stay curious, and stay ready. Because in the world of Korean entertainment, the stories behind the scenes are often the most unforgettable.